Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And I've been holding this for a little minute, but the spirit jumped on me today to do it. And it raises a question in my mind, like, what's really going on with these devils, man? So here it is. You had many witnesses saying that you had men crawling into manholes in the city, in Brooklyn and in Queens. My whole thing is why? These devils, if you remember, maybe last year, they had, these fitted hats. They found them underground, and when they went down there was all types of stuff going on down there, man. You had mattresses and beds down there, and it just looked at demonic, right? So we knew from there that these devils, man, they have a lot of these underground, little spaces where they conduct certain acts. And you ask me, they PDFing down there, man. They committing PDF down there. And it's crazy, man. These are the people of the Lord. These wicked ass devils, man, are the people of the Lord. But the Lord said that the wicked is estranged from the womb. Right? So this is Jeremiah 49 and verse 10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare, and I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbor, and he is not," man. So this devil, man, is being exposed for the evil that he does. The things that have been in the dark for so long, now the Lord is exposing it, man. Right? The Lord is exposing it. Let me get this one, then we're gonna play it. I don't want this to be, too long. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." And who is the son of perdition and the man of sin? Esau, Edom, man. Right? Verse 8. "And then shall that wicked be revealed." By now, the whole world knows who the wicked is. They know who's the evil, who is the cause of all the evil and the demonic energy and the violence that's going on in the earth. The whole world knows it, man. Even their own people know it now, right? Who are these devils, man? So-called white men, right? It says, "Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth," man. And who's the mouth of the Lord? The prophets, the servants. And through us, the Lord using us, we're exposing this devil, man. And through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua moving through us, we're exposing this devil, man. And the world is catching up. They're starting to see it now. It says, "And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." When the Lord returns, the Lord is going to take down these devils, put them in chains, and then destroy them. Right? The Lord's going to erase this kingdom. He's going to put these devils in slavery. And when they come back on the earth, after they do their time in hardcore slavery, they're going to be burnt the hell up, man. The Lord says so. We didn't say it. That's in the word, right? So let's play it, man, because there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and these devils are the culprits behind it all, man. So check this out. Yabba Shem Shah willing to let me edify. Shalom.
Security concerns being raised after several incidents involving people illegally entering the New York City sewer system.
Fox 8 Sharon Crowley is live in a story with a closer look at what's going on and the risk to the public. Sharon.
Yeah, exactly. We've repeatedly heard the police commissioner say that we're in a heightened state of alert ahead of the World Cup and the Knicks game, of course, and the America's 250th in the next couple of weeks. Even police officers going to be working those 12-hour shifts to keep the city safe. That's why the images you're about to see are extremely disturbing. People illegally removing manhole covers and going down, in some cases, into the sewer, both here in Queens and in Brooklyn. Take a look at some of the video that we obtained. You see these men dressed in hazmat overalls walk right into the middle of the street, lift the manhole cover and drop down, then put the manhole cover on top of them. A driver in the street stopping and watching them just disappear right into the manhole. And it happened sometime after midnight outside AKI Auto Care here in Astoria. We're going to hear from the owner of the auto care store in just a second. But first, I want to show you that this unusual activity also happening in Flatbush, a similar incident there where men just came and removed the manhole cover and then dropped down. So it has raised so many questions that the owner of the auto care company that saw this happen asked his employees to call 911 and alert them. Here's what he told me earlier today.
They popped the manhole in, they climbed, they all went inside and covered the manhole, like, you know, they just like disappeared. Literally like the Ninja Turtles. I was working late night, it was like 2 a.m. Very strange that it happened. You know, one of my guys called 911, they came. You know, I was born and raised in Astoria. I've seen a lot of stuff go down, but something like that was very strange, you know.
So we reached out to the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, and they told us, quote, entering the sewer system is both illegal and extremely dangerous. Sewers can contain numerous hazards, including noxious and potentially deadly gases, unstable surfaces, flooding risks, and can...
And you know this is not Jake that's doing this, man. These are Edomites that's doing this. Esau Edom is the only people on the earth that would do something like this, that would commit this type of act. Now, it's something to this because you have this happening in Brooklyn and in Queens. This is definitely you know, the same type of, you know, it's connected, you know, it's connected. So, you know, you can go a lot with this. You can think a lot with this, but from what you're seeing, this is something that's totally weird, and there's something going on, man. Something going on.
In confined spaces. Now, I spoke a short time ago with a former NYPD deputy commissioner. Here's what he said.
We have some desperate people looking for whatever they can, and they're putting New Yorkers at risk going down there to try and find anything of value. When you think about the risk to themselves, and also if they go down there and tamper with the wrong thing, it can cause major damage and disruption to service. So this is a real problem and a dangerous condition that's created when you take manhole covers off to go down there.
So far, there have not been any arrests, either involving the incident here in Astoria, Queens, or those in Flatbush, Brooklyn. But you can be sure that the NYPD is looking at these things very, very closely as we get closer to these world events happening right here in our city. And also, I'm told by investigators that the spread of these incidents, the video that we've captured and showed some of to you today, is being spread on social media. So there are real concerns that we could see more incidents of this like happening in the next few weeks.
So you see it, man. Yeah, let me move this damn ad, man. So yeah, And this is crazy, man. You know, going in manhole covers. But this is what these devils done, man. They've always, you know, been that's been their nature, man. They're going holes, rocks, you know, in the caves. This is where they come from, the caves, man. So let's get this last one. We're going to shut it down. This is Job chapter 30, verse 1. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would not disdain to have set with the dogs of my flock. So these people are so dirty and filthy and disgusting, right? That Job is saying he wouldn't even let them be next to their animals, man. Because, you know, these devils, they sleep with animals, man. Bestiality is very high in Edomite culture, man. These devils' culture, so-called white people, man, they love dogs and cats, and they do everything with them things, man. Jump to verse 4. It says, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, right? Caves of the earth, right? It says, and in the rocks. So these people are, this is nothing new to them, man. Right? Being in dark holes and they always been going underground and, you know, in the mountains and stuff like that. It says, among the bushes they braid, right? Under the nettles, they were gathered together, man. They're like damn cavemen, right? Cavemen. Let me see something. You go into that word, braid. You go into that word braid. It says it has two different things. It says braid is the past tense and past particle of the verb braid. Depending on the context, it typically has two different meanings. Making loud, harsh sounds, because these devils, they was grunting. They was like damn cavemen, man. It said definition, to utter the characteristic harsh, grating cry of a donkey, a hee-haw, or to make a similar sound, unpleasant and raucous sound, man. These devils, they were walking on all fours, right? They were eating out of each other's skulls. They was covered with lice, right? They would wear their clothes until they would pretty much melt off their bodies, right? They would grunt and you know, like a donkey, man. That was their form of communication. But yeah, you want to talk about the Negro, man. You want to say the Negro came from monkeys and we was swinging from trees. Nah, man, you devils are lost, man. You're liars. You are deflecting, right? And you're exposed. It says the context. It is also used to describe a loud, unpleasant laugh or harsh, grating voice. Right? And the Bible says this, man. Let's read it again. Job 30 and verse 7. It says, among the bushes they braid. So in the bushes, they would, you know, you ever see the movies where somebody go in the woods and they see a man, you know, like pent down, like on his knees behind a bush, and somebody come and they say, come out, I'm not gonna hurt you, and then they looking all crazy, they dirty, and when he talk to him, say something to me, what's your name? And they say, that was these fucking devils, man. Right? So it says, Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles, they were gathered together. They were children of fools. Yea, children of base men, meaning low. They were viler than the earth. You got to be very vile to go in the New York City sewer or any sewer at all, man. You know how dirty it is down there? It's infested with rats and many things that we don't know of. Many things, man. Full of all types of gases and chemicals and things like that, man. You got to be a special kind of stupid and evil to go down there like that, man. Right? So, yeah, these devils are being exposed, man. Let's sit on that. You know, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. To the next lesson. Shalom. So I got, matter of fact, let me play this. Salakia, let me play this real quick. Because this is this brother. He was talking about it too. Check it out.
So you telling me y'all don't see nothing wrong with 6 men randomly popping up out of manhole in Brooklyn? Mind you, 2 nights later, 3 men seen going down a manhole in Queens. And that don't strike an alarm. That don't make you think that something is going on. All right, listen to this.
And you remember being in the shop.
Listen to what he said.
What do you remember about that night?
3 random guys walking around in a strange suit. Open the sewer, go in like the Ninja Turtles. They went in there. Yeah, it's very odd. I was looking at them. They were looking at me. You know, I could tell they're up to no good. You know, they didn't bother me. But they went in there, closed the cover, like, you know, they were never here. Those 2 strange cars just randomly pulled up waiting for them. And one of my guys called 911. And after that, you know, we didn't really know much.
But if you listen to the news made it seem like some teenagers just popped out of manhole. No. You heard what that man said? You heard how he said they was dressed. Matter of fact, you seen the footage of how they was dressed. So you telling me that's normal? At a time like this, the things that's going on right now, you have America at war. You have threats on America. And then randomly, you just see people that don't fit the description of regular people jumping down in the manholes, coming out of manholes, Brooklyn, Queens. And I wonder where else they're going to. Mind you, you got people in cars waiting for them to get out. You got this whole situation set up and nobody thinks that's odd. That's not odd to you, right? That's regular. This is what we do in New York. We jump out of manholes. Okay. Pay attention. So you tell